Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another stream back on Euro Trucks today. Just carrying on with the Halloween jobs. I know Halloween is over, but still haven't finished it myself, so I'm just going to be finishing off a little bit today, a little bit more in ETS. Did some Halloween jobs in ATS days ago. Got probably 4 more to do, I think. That for the event, so that's what I'm going to be just focusing on today, just to finish off the event. Just driving backwards and forwards, taking some Halloween jobs here and there. So I'm in my old Volvo truck today, or what I call the milk float, and just going to be, as I said, doing some Halloween jobs. Yeah, just drive along and chill. But anyway, let's have a look on the map to see where we are currently. I believe I'm in Stockholm, which is going to be upgraded soon with the Nordic revamp. Got Molly Miserable with me today in the truck. Molly Miserable. Miserable Molly. Anyway, she's never happy. Probably because I'm not a big streamer. Anyway, yeah. So, I'm going to pick up a job somewhere. As I said, we're in Stockholm. So, yeah, the Nordic Horizons DLC comes out probably about December time, which will then include a lot of this area on the map. It is all empty at the minute. And this whole area, the Scandinavia DLC, well, I mean, it will look quite nice. UK is getting a nice revamp as well, and also Northern Ireland and Ireland is going to get a revamp, and then there's also an Iceland DLC as well. So plenty go there for ES DLCs. Anyway, let's just focus on what I'm supposed to be doing. We're going to start from Stockholm, and I'm going to be doing a Halloween job wherever. I don't think there's any limits on how far you need to go. So have a look here. Sheffield. That's a bit of a drive, isn't it, to Sheffield? I don't really want to go to Sheffield. Go to Estonia. We can go to Rania. Oslo. Oslo might be nice. We'll go to Oslo. Scandinavia DLC a little bit. Go to Oslo. So that's what I'm going to do. Drive this from Stockholm to Oslo. Trailer is ready. Proceed to the loading area, which I'm going to. Right. First thing we need to do is get to the up the cargo. And from Oslo I might do a job to the castle, even though I've already done my achievements there. I think we'll do a job and it will count, hopefully. The 15, we'll work that out when we get there. Going I don't even know where we're going. Unfortunately, I tried to look for a balloon cargo, but there didn't seem to be any hot air balloons available cargoes. Right. Going to be going into the BMW place. Now, I do have some mods installed, while you're seeing some real life companies, etc. Right, here's the trailer over here. Okay, right, let's get going, shall we? Just gonna have a quick look to see if there's any grey roads. I don't think there will be on this DLC, because, I mean, apart from the odd couple here and there, but I don't think anything here. There's the scan, there's the Detellia where the Scania. Yeah, so it's more or less any grey roads at all, but that's alright. Drive along here. One of the last drives I have along the DLC, actually, before it gets renewed. Um, 500 kilometers Oslo. Alright, I get there, it went green. Be nice to see what they do with Stockholm actually in the revamp. Be like having a whole new, brand new DLC again, I think. There are some new models coming out of trucks soon. I think the 850 horsepower, the 880, I think. They're free updates. Oh, I think. Yeah, the test track is over there on the left. Hills. Bees. driven along here for ages. Little lorry. And the speed went down to 70. Right. Yeah. West and land. Then Len is like basically like county council, like your, you know, a county like your Sussex, Hampshire. And that they're split into communes, like council, basically. But the area I used to, in Stockholm, used to have a commune. In Huddinge commune, like basically like the local council. What I remember about Oslo was it was kind of a city in the game that was split into like areas, so you, a bit like Paris is in Euro Trucks as well, you know, so you can have a delivery in Paris and then you could have a pickup in Paris, but you might have to go like 40 kilometres to pick up on like another area to see, sort of like on the map. You have to sort of, you couldn't go directly there, you have to go around all the houses to get there, kind of thing. Hard to explain, but Oslo's a bit like that. You could be on one side of Oslo and then you could have a job on the other side of Oslo and then you have to drive quite a while just to get around to the other side. I think there was like it was like in a bay with water, so you have to sort of drive around the coast, get to the other side of the area, part of the city. A bit crazy. Bro, place we're going past. Antrim is basically like town centre. Commercial part of the city, town is all the shops are, most of the shops. Shopping area. Euro stop. drive very straight today, can I? Got 300 kilometres to go. Wow, 300 kilometres to go. If you haven't seen my American Truck Sim stream from the other day, it'll probably still be on my Twitch account. You can look at videos, and it'll be still listed there because I think they get removed after a month or so. I've also uploaded it to YouTube. My YouTube channel is the same name as my Twitch channel, which is CK Gaming. But if you want to watch it on YouTube, it should be there. Lots of other videos from the past as well. Some classic videos and also few real world videos. I do need to upload another couple of real world videos to my YouTube, basically takeoffs from Gatwick and a takeoff from Stockholm Arlanda, one with a 737-800 and another with a 737 MAX. Well, I'll try and upload those in the coming days as well on my YouTube, so if you like takeoff from window seat videos, then yeah, and have a few minutes of takeoffs. I think I've also got the landing. Oh dear, look at that, bit of a collision there. Very realistic the AI are in this game. I mean, you know, car crashes are quite a regular occurrence, I think. There we are. Yeah, I lost my train of thought now, but anyway, yeah, I think I did a takeoff from Gatwick, and I think I did a landing at Stockholm as well. I didn't do a landing at Gatwick coming back because it was too dark. You must. Yeah. You know what the phone cameras are like in the dark, low light, not so good. I didn't bother doing one coming back. I landed in the dark. So we'll see. Anyway, 221 kilometres away now. I'll drop off. in for fuel. We're good. Need any fuel? Just. Still see some money coming in from other drivers though. I was thinking about one day just basically do a new profile from the beginning again. Sure yet, because you kind of forget when you've been playing the game for so long about all the things you have when you start a new profile. You know, there's certain engine gearboxes you can't have until you reach certain levels. Forget about all that. Then when you make a new profile up, or you're helping someone out that's starting from fresh, then you'll start to see all that again, because you know, you say to someone, oh yeah, just get like 750 horsepower engine or whatever. And then what happens is that they go to upgrade and they can't. They'll say something like, oh, you want a 750, you've got to be on level 40 or something. And you're like thinking, wow, forget about all that and all the accessories you can have on your truck. You know, some things don't open up. You know, when you first play the game, you don't have the money to just go and buy another truck quite easily, or a garage or anything. Of course, there are mods out there that give you extra XP and things, whatever, but you know, when you've been playing the game for so long, you kind of sometimes forget. Plus, they add new bits in the new players, which obviously, if you're not a new player anymore, you don't get to see so much, because you're not actually doing that yourself. One thing I'm glad SCS didn't do though, is that they didn't actually make everybody do the driving academy first before they were allowed out into the game world. I think that might have put some people off. They'd have had to have gone through all that first. You know, it's a bit like if Dovetail basically told you that you weren't allowed to drive any routes in the game unless you did the academy, passed all their certifications, whatever, or Flight Sim being the same. You know, imagine if Flight Sim did that, you know, made you have to start with a Cessna, like a career mode, and you weren't allowed to fly in the game world until you'd reach certain license stuff. Imagine if you weren't allowed to fly your EMDG 777 until you'd got a commercial license in Flight Sim, you know, in career mode. That would have put a lot of people off from flying or whatever. In a way, one of the GTAs was like that. Do you remember? I think GTA 4, where when you started, there was a part of the map that was couldn't go over. I think it was the one in Liberty City. It was based on New York, so you were kind of on. I suppose it was a bit like you started on like Staten Island or whatever. And when you actually wanted to go into the main city, you couldn't because the whole bridge had been blocked off. You know, because apparently there'd been like an explosion on the bridge and the bridge was broken. And then until you reach somewhere in story mode, then that whole area unlocked, go into. That's another thing you forget about, because obviously if you play Liberty City, played the game for a while, then obviously you forget about the fact that a lot of the map was locked off of them. I suppose GTA 5 is like that, isn't it? Because in GTA 5 you literally start story mode in a completely different place, don't you? Kind of in a snowy area. And then once you've got to a certain point, then when you actually move to game maps, I suppose in a way even GTA 5's like that. Beginning you start from here. Unless you go on GTA 5 online, then obviously the game map there going from the start, but story mode. I think there was mods out there that allowed you to go to that area. I remember being on a 5M server once, you could actually teleport to the game map. It reminds me a lot now, actually, thinking of the game map from Red Dead Redemption. Another game I haven't played for ages. I really got into it, but I got into it too much and kind of got addicted to it and played it for a while. Getting it very cheap and these wasn't they're doing like the ultimate version for £8 or something. Well, why not? A bit late to the Red Dead Redemption party. Anyway, we're 70 kilometres away from Oslo here. Hated these roads in Sweden. I like this. These fenced off fences left there. I suppose it was to stop you from going out of control. You know, maybe you fell asleep or you're tired, because obviously in Sweden, when it gets dark early, probably affect things. You know, talking about the headlights here now, aren't they? In the UK, about the LED lights being too bright, and that some people, especially the older you get, the lights get a lot more brighter and they startle you, and some people, they have to almost stop the road because the lights are too bright coming to. I think there was a warning about it the other day, wasn't it? I think we're in Norway now. I remember seeing a sign to tell us that. Could be wrong. I think we are in Norway now. Probably a big sign that said "Welcome to Norway" or whatever, and I didn't. Probably too busy gossiping and talking and doing something else, looking down at my phone or something. If there was anyone in chat. This is. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I was on Scandinavian DLC. It could have been someone else's stream where we were driving in a convoy or something. On diaries. Hello Egbert, how are you? Welcome to Oslo, Norway. Just dropping off some Halloween stuff here. Finishing off the last bits of the Halloween job. before the event ends on the 16th of November. Show you the trailer and truck. Go very Halloween trailer, although my truck isn't very Halloween. It was on ATS, but pretty much, yeah. Anyway, come out of the egg cam again. I started in Stockholm and driving to Oslo. Got this off and then I'll pick up another cargo. We go to the mysterious castle. If you ever want to watch the American Truck Sim VOD, it'll be available to watch on the channel, and it's also on YouTube as well, so out there too. I am using a mod that changes the name of the company, so all these company names usually aren't game. Game itself has lots of fictional companies. So. Workshop mod, I think. This. A couple of workshop mods I've got in. One of them changes. Oh dear, what happened there? I hit the car there. Well, you know, you should be more careful. I realised it was me driving. Spedman, I like that. Spedman, it sounds a bit like someone that likes to speed. Oh, that's right. What have I damaged now? I didn't even hit anything. Terrible. 1% damage. We'll see what jobs come up next. Time is it now? It's 4 o'clock. Why, blimey. 8 o'clock when I started driving here. Takes a while. Yeah, just a little bit about the Halloween event. So basically you have 15 deliveries that you've got to do. 3 of them got to do to a fictional map called Brackenreach, which you can see in the distance. It's like, well, it was in the distance before it faded out and changed, but it's like a place of a castle to live to or from. I had to do 3 jobs to Brackenreach and 3 jobs from Brackenreach. Now this is also works in collaboration with ATS, so whatever you do on here you can share. So you could do 10 jobs on ATS and do 5 on ETS, for example, or could do 1 on ATS and 14. So you share the profile, so you don't have to do 15 deliveries on both. It's only that they work jointly. So I've did about 3 or 4 on ATS the other day. Now I've done 12 deliveries out of the 15, so I've still got 3 jobs to do. But even though I've been to Brackenreach, I'm going to do a job to Brackenreach because at some point today in the stream, purely because there might be some people that haven't seen what this Brackenreach map looks like. I'm just going to have a look on the jobs anyway and see what jobs there are other places. Decide where I'm going to go from here. So we've got quite a few to Brackenreach here. We've got Halloween Tree, Spedman, so I might go from there because it's literally the door. But we got some Halloween jobs to Christiansand as well. Bexware, Sweden. I don't really want to go there. Linköping, or Linkping, as some people call it. Linkoping, Linköping. Köping being shopping, so they're like market towns anyway. So yeah, I think I'm going to go from Spedman to Brackenreach next. Way it works just a bit like in the Christmas event. When you want to go to Brackenreach, there's like portals that you have to go through. That you have to drive to a portal and then you get transport. You have a map. And the map is a bit of a maze, you'll probably see, although because I've already driven a few times on the map, there is a lot of hidden roads that I've undiscovered will make the job a little bit easier to get to the other side. Yeah, or to live. Yeah, I think they're just basically all the returns from the shops, I think, you know, where they did sell nothing. One of my oldest trucks in the game, this one here. Been in a lot of streams, past, a lot of convoys. Jelly Bean Gate called it the milk float. That name's always stuck with it. So we got to go to a portal. Portal. One over there, one here, one down here. I might drive to the one down here purely because I think I came into the city, came along this road. So just mix it up a bit. I think I'll drive down. Oh no, actually saying that though, that's on the other side of the road, so I have to come round on myself to get there. So maybe that's not a good place. That one's quite far away. So yeah, even after saying everything I've just said, I might end up going all anyway. Yeah, you probably gotta stick it in the service area and get it fixed. I'm sure didn't you fix it though after that though? I thought you went and fixed it. You didn't. I thought you did, and I thought the damage was quite big. As I said, we got Molly miserable just today. Always miserable. I reckon if I was a bigger streamer, she'd be quite happy. Actually, you're right. Yeah, I think you did, and I think it ended up costing you like quite a lot of money because I think there's a lot of damage. I think it was like 20 grand or something you pay, or 20 to 30,000, like that. I can't remember, but I think that was one of the last truck streams you did because then you started having issues with OBS not working. Not OBS, you know, whatever it was you were using. And then I said to you, go back to an earlier version of it, and then you did, and then everything was working. I remember. Something like that anyway. Of course, Train Sim Classics had an update recently. I haven't installed the update myself. But I'm sure when I get to play Train Sim Classic again, it'll probably update to it. You never know. They've probably got an updated to another version of that now, which has probably fixed that whatever that issue was. But I always have this thing with if it's not broke, don't fix it. I mean, I get quite a lot of updates to OBS, but sometimes I don't bother doing them because I think, well, I'm not got no issue with it right now. I think it's just issues that might affect newer PCs, you know, or newer graphics cards. My hardware is very old; it doesn't get affected much by things like Windows 11 issues and things. Well, I don't have Windows 11. Luckily, because I'm in Europe, I was able to add another year of Windows 10 updates to my Windows 10 installation, so I don't have to worry about upgrading to 11 anytime soon. Because Windows 11 doesn't work on this PC anyway, so I'd have been a bit stuck. So, but yeah, I've got another year's worth of Windows updates. I don't have to worry about it for another year. Well, not on this computer much. I'm hoping this job to Brackenreach is going to count. If it doesn't, well, so be it. But I'm hoping it's going to. Hope it's hoping it's going to count it towards the 15. Even though I've already done my achievement for Bracken Reach, I'm hoping it will count it as a delivery job. We'll see once I've done it. Yeah, it's getting darker earlier now. As I said, I'm using a mod that updates every week with the live sunrise and sunset times in different areas in the map. So obviously, you know, Stockholm this time of year, it starts to get dark quite early, and sun comes up quite late in the mornings now in other areas of Sweden or Norway. Although not so much on the base map, because you can't really go very far north from Sweden or Norway on here. Although once Nordic Horizons out next, you'll be able to. Pro mods, you can go quite far north Sweden and Norway. So in those DLCs, if you're using this mod, then there will be times when dark all day long. Sun doesn't come up at all. I think it's actually not just quite yet though, but I think it's another few weeks before even places like Boden and northern Norway will have darkness 24 hours, but they do get it at some point in December. Anyway, we're 30 kilometres before we get to the teleport area, and it'll be another drive through Nightmare to get to the drop off completely. I think it was at a fuel station, the teleport place, so I'll probably get some fuel. It's getting a bit low now. Truck. Not too low, it's still about half full. While I'm there, just get some fuel. Hoping it's not going to be on the other side of this road up here. Or that it's not fenced off. If it's fenced off, or I'm going to get over to the other side. Hoping they didn't fence it off so that people driving this side could pop into the fuel station as well. See what happens. Oh, there we go. It came back. Good, good. I'm just going to go into the petrol station. I'll fill up and drive into the portal. Oh, this was where the Sweden-Norway border was here. There you go. Two different flags. Get some fuel in. A lot of litres. About it. I don't think it'd actually fill up that quick though, would it? Not quite a short amount of time. Right, go in here and get teleported to the other map. Which I've been to already, off stream. So here we are at Bracken Reach. Now, it's a bit of a mess. There's a lot of hidden roads here, but you can see I've already found a route that takes me to the here before. But when you first drive on this, as you'll see in the American truck stream, it's a lot of driving around, and then there's roads that go off everywhere. You'll see this road at first, and you think, oh well, that's easy. All you need to do is drive down this road. But you'll find straight away, as you'll find out, that it's not as easy. Yeah, all I have to do is come down here, turn left, go follow a road round really. There is some roads coming off here, so there could be other roads, but it goes to a dead end. Anyway, you'll see what it's like. Right. So Katie. Yeah, you start off driving down this road and you're like, yeah, this is great, very easy, and then you find that easy scenic route, hopefully. Yeah, because what happens is you come along here and you think, well, I'm just going to go down this road, and then you find that the road is actually got a roadblock. I'm actually going to go down this road today because I haven't been down this road, so I'm going to try and go down some roads that aren't the same. You can get a lot of damage to your truck along these roads as well, what I mentioned in the ATS stream the other day. We're going to go down this road here. I was finding these roads a lot more problematic in ATS because I think they use the same map, both, but because the trucks are a little bit different size-wise, getting stuck a lot more in ATS than I was on. As I said, I'm hoping that this job will count when I get to the end. It doesn't, well, never mind, at least you get to have seen what the map looks like on here. SCS do have a habit of changing everything every year, so this will be the map for this year, and then be another map again. So I'm just going to down here. I go the wrong way. I didn't. Oh, going. Got a bit lost already. Okay, I think I need to go back. Okay. See, I'm getting lost already. Right. Need to go this way. but yeah. And then we have to go around. But hey, anyway, at least you get to see a bit of the a bit of map. Right, and I think then we go this way here. Have to turn. Well, we can either go left or right here. I'm going to go left here. And coming out, I'll go the other way. There's two routes, I think, that you can go into this place. So, not going that way. Yeah, I think the other road runs quite close by that. That's why on the map it looked like they were almost touching. And then we go this way. And it gets into like a big indoor cave area. Got to be very careful here. Go too fast, you get a lot of damage on your truck, so you've got to be a bit careful when you go through caves. Well done, Tim, for the 110,000. Like here, for example, if you go too fast, you'll get damage. I've learned from doing this a few times. Of course, it's more fun when you cover this area for the first time. Obviously, you don't know the route until you do it. Looks a nightmare. Oh, can be. I think that's the point, is it? Halloween nightmare. Makes me think of No Man's Sky going through here. I want to get my mining weapon out and get all the minerals and things. I'm using a suspension mod as well for Euro trucks, which is probably why the suspension is a bit more. Well, I got stuck here now. I will stop at this viewpoint, purely because some of you might not have seen it before. Did go to the same viewpoint in ATS, but this is the Pumpkin Village. How was your Halloween, by the way, Egbert? You have a lot of trick and treaters round at you. What was Halloween like in Blackpool as well, Katie? Obviously, I think it was your first Halloween there for a while, wasn't it? Since there wasn't really much going on here. Groups visited. Wow, you're a tourist attraction, are you? Are you one of these people that basically put like 100,000 lights attractions outside your house to get people to come visit? Get any coach tours? I mean, I know you know with the castle and the moat. I suppose there's lots of places to put lights and pumpkins out everywhere, isn't it? Egbert Castle. Your doorbell went at 11:30. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be many 7 or 8-year-olds at 11:30 ringing your doorbell. I don't think. I probably would have thought the same as well, Katie, to be honest. few lights and decoration, mostly in the window. Yeah. I'm a bit of a miserable git at Halloween. I just get one of those. You know, the police, they get you to put these posters up outside your house or in a window that say no trick and treaters. That's basically what I'm like. I just download the PDF file from last year or whatever, whichever design is printer friendly, because I don't want a design that takes up too much printer ink. I think it's the Scottish in me, and and then I just basically like print it out in black and white and just stick it up at the window, and then just hope that nobody doesn't read and actually pays attention. Could leave it out all year. Yeah. Well, we don't actually have it outside because I know it would get wrecked. You know, it would get ripped off, or the wind would blow it off, or it would get wet in the rain. So it just have it in the inside window hanging. That must be a right pain sometimes there, Katie. Live in the back. Tish. You should. Have you got a nameplate for your for where you live? Is it called ibuprofen? Or is it morphine? Something like that. Live amongst shops. Oh yeah, that's right. Not too far to walk to the shops. Right, anyway, here we are. We'll drop this off. Did it count though? That's the question. Did it count towards the 15? Let's see. Yes, it did. It did. The Little Shop of Horrors. I think it did, didn't it? I thought it was on 12 before. Oh well, we'll find out in a minute when I do another job back. Um, can you try and get access to this viewpoint again? You know, even though I've done these viewpoints before, I might not have seen them, so do them again. This one is for the mysterious castle. As I said, I don't know. As I said, they do change the Halloween thing every year on. Yes, so it'd be interesting to see what they knock up next year. I can imagine what the forums are like in some places, though. You probably get people that say, "Oh well, SCS should focus on bringing out more DLCs rather than messing around with a Halloween map, whatever." But they probably have people that probably do these in their own spare time, because they probably like working for SCS and they probably volunteer a few hours a week or whatever after work or before work and knock these things out that aren't even on the company time. I'm not saying that this is how it works. They might have a few people to do these events because obviously these events are quite popular. So, well, that sounds like me getting out of bed in the morning. Meant to be fun, get into the atmosphere, yeah. Right, anyway, so let's pick up a job going to somewhere else. Now the thing about going back the other direction is that you can end up going almost anywhere. So we'll look through some of some of the destinations we can go to, and then you guys can choose one yourself. So we can go to Linz, we can go to Vexware, go to Bigelow Polgi, Verona. Go to Greece. We can go to La Rochelle. We can go to Menjibar in Spain, or Valladolid, however it's pronounced. We can go back to Stockholm, which is where I started from the stream. Cordoba, Vigo, lots of places in Spain, it seems. Brasov, Dijon. Is that Latvia? Go back to Latvia. Patras, Leon. There's lots of places we can go to here. Anywhere in the UK we can go to. Grid. Is it? Murph. Is Scunthorpe there? No, I don't think it is. I don't even think Scunthorpe's in Promods, is it? Why are you thinking of Scunthorpe anyway? What made you think of Scunthorpe? I like the way you can't go to anywhere in the UK. It's just basically Russia or Spain. It's mostly Spain, isn't it? Everything seems to be Spain. Middlesbrough, yeah, exactly. You never know. The UK revamp might have those places in it, but I don't know how it's going to work. Wait and see. Talking about the UK revamp now, no, you can't really see it on that map, but I'm wondering if they're just going to keep with the same road network they have now, but just update the graphics around the towns. So anyway, I think we should go back to I don't know. Anyone fancy? just just trying to think of nice places. Well, Hastings is a nice place, Katie, and that's going to be in the game in the update. Oh, let's go to go to. I think we should keep it Real. Go to Madrid. Linz. Oh, okay. Katie says Linz. Okay, we're going to go to Linz then. Katie says Linz. Yeah, why not? You know, it might have some mountains around. Actually, while we're here, I'll just have a quick look at the map. So if I can't because base map. Forget about that. What about Blackpool? Well, I think it's because Hastings is already part of the existing road network. It's just except that obviously would go through Hastings, but obviously in the game itself, you didn't really see it as Hastings, the road. So unless Blackpool is probably covered in the game already, then I don't know if they actually will cover it or not. We'll have to wait and see, but it'll be a lot of stuff then for Pro Mods to look at, and they can integrate some of the stuff in Pro Mods. You never know though; they might have a few more areas in it. I don't know if they're gonna change the game scale at all for the UK. That's the problem. It's miserable, Molly. It still looks very miserable. Best way to see Hastings. Hastings isn't that bad actually. Another typical rundown seaside town. Fortunately. Even where I live is, you know, it's bad rating. People come here and think it's not as bad as they make out. I mean, I think having the sea next on your doorstep is a great thing, therapeutically wise, and for your mental health. Having a sea near to you is very good for you. A lot of people that would love to have the seaside very close by to where they are. No matter what the rest of the town is like, you know, the fact that the sea is there really does help. So which way are we going to go back? So I'm going to probably go back the other way. So we came in this way and went through this cave area, and then there's this way that we're going to go next. So I'll go this way back. I think there's a cave that you can explore coming back as well. That's why you've got a moat. A moat with a wave machine. I'm going the right way, is it? Okay, we're going right way. Hope so. To be honest, I think every time I've driven through this place, it's always dark. So I think no matter what time of day you go through it, I think it's set to night time the whole time. Right, so we're going to come off right in a bit. And there was a road that went into a cave, which I noticed in ATS, but I didn't actually explore it. Although I did drive down a little bit with it without a trailer, because I wanted to see where it was leading to. I didn't want it to go to a dead end and then suddenly me drive down there with a trailer. I remind myself to go through it coming back. There is a viewpoint up here as well, which you can see. We'll be stopping there to look at the viewpoint along the way. I said at the beginning of the stream, I was trying to look for a hot air balloon to take as a cargo, but I couldn't find any hot air balloons at all. I think it was because I saw a post on social media. I thought maybe in the past I'd taken a truck with a hot air balloon as a trailer or something. Couldn't find any. I couldn't find nothing. A hot air balloon must have been from somewhere else. Right, anyway, let's drive in here. Now, you can get a little present for driving in this area, by the way. So if you haven't played this yet, a little bit of a spoiler for you. Go in here, and there is something that you can get for your truck while you're here. I don't actually have it for my truck though. Lazy. I was getting triggered. I didn't get triggered at all. I just laugh about it. I don't know why you think I get triggered. I don't get triggered. Maybe I like to make you all think that I get triggered, but I just saw it and was an opportunity for me to be an armchair Alfie, but not be as not personally feel like an armchair Alfie. Give the expression that I'm like an armchair Alfie. Trigger happy TV. But yeah, it's true though. I should do a balloon stream again at some point. You are correct. Do a hot air balloon stream again at some point. I'll wait until the next storm. Storm Benjamin was a bit of a storm in a teacup, wasn't it? Really. I think a lot of Storm Benjamin was going to be over France anyway, but yeah, I think it was a little bit more over France than what they thought. I mean, it was still a little bit windy here, but it wasn't as windy as what they were making out it was going to. I thought it was quite appropriately named Benjamin. We want some drifting. Poor Alpha's been diverted in China. Oh yeah, well, I'll have to go back because I have to even try and work out where I landed and where I had to start from. I was hoping at some point that the Cirrus planes were going to have the parachutes upgraded, because the parachutes in the game are crazy. Like in Sim Update 4 Beta, I did a test flight with the Cirrus jet the other day, and the Cirrus releasing the parachute, because I wanted to see what effect the parachute has, but it's a good job I still have that other plane, although I am worrying about it when it actually becomes fully 2024 compatible. The game has been out for what, 2 years now, maybe? Or a year? It come out? No, it came out about this time last year, didn't it? About a year old now. I'm glad in a way that this thing hasn't been converted over to 2024 yet, because I'm worried about what the parachute will like in it is. On the Cirrus plane and the Cirrus jet, I mean, literally, I tried to do a drifting stream on those. They would only be about 5-10 minutes long, because the plane, they just drop so quickly with a parachute. No point drifting. You only do like a few miles. Although the Cirrus jet is a little bit better than the Cirrus plane itself. Cirrus plane parachute. I mean, there's no point having a parachute on that plane, because if that parachute actually was like that on the real plane, you would die. But there's no point having a parachute. You'd just be making your death a lot more, you know, agonising, because you'd kind of like wanting it to be over with, kind of know that your death was imminent, and it was just basically slowing down your doom, basically. I mean, I remember, I think the descent rate on the Cirrus plane when it hit the ground was about 3,000 feet per minute. Now, if you're hitting the ground at 3,000 feet per minute in an aeroplane, I don't care, you're not really going to survive it, are you? Or you're going to be basically severely injured, probably paralysed. Like, so you'd think, why bother having a parachute? But the Cirrus jet is a little bit better. But although you still hit the ground at such a stupid rate of descent, you probably still wouldn't. You'd probably be more severely dead. But no, not good. I mean, I know when you watch real life videos of these planes and they've come down with parachutes, they do hit the ground quite hard, but they're not in a way hard as such like the person, you know, will be dead or paralysed for the rest of it. They're not so. But at least the Cirrus, at least the Sting in its current mode, because it's still using the parachute sort of set up from MSFS 2020. At least you can actually drift in it. I'm just worried that when they bring out the 2024 version, that the parachute will suddenly not be worth using anymore, and then I'll be wanting to, as I said, that's why I have a backup of the 2020 plane file, because if it does end up being completely stupid, then I can still go back to the 2020-2024 compatible. Take 200 years, well, took long enough just to get to China, didn't it? But the trouble is, at the moment, that I'm not really in a, you probably can see, I'm not really in a streaming sort of mood these days. Well, I worry that if I do start the drifting stuff up again, it might be months and months before I go anywhere else again, so I don't know. Oh no, I can still use it in 2024, Katie. Just that, you know, I said, you know, there's lots of other reasons why I'm not really doing it so much at the minute either. Why I've just mentioned about the other stuff. know where that road went off to. I think it was, I don't think you can go there anyway. Anyway, we're heading back to the portal. As I said, I've just driven a different way this time. Now, I think on Truckers MP they might have had their own area. Now I remember, I think from last year when I was playing Halloween on Truckers MP, they'd had their own like custom, like a farm that you could go to deliver stuff from. Truckers MP, they like to make their own stuff up. Which way to go here? I'd go left here, then do it that way. Go right here. Go left here. Go this way. Good job those branches have got collision detection. It's a lot easier in a way when you've got that. You've already done the roads. Go this way purely because grey road here. I want to uncover it. And that though, I thought I uncovered it when I. Oh, there we go. But it's just another one of these roads where you just go into the dead loop. But I wanted just to uncover it anyway because I'm thinking about it, you know, I probably won't come back down here at all for the event, so it's just been good to cover some of the roads. Off stream I might just try and uncover some of the other grey roads and get the whole map uncovered in them. Just in case there was anything, little Easter eggs hiding anywhere didn't know about. Come round here, could be near the portal more or less. Okay, so we'll teleport again, and then this will teleport us to Austria. I don't know what time of day it'll be. Probably be 10 o'clock at night. End. Let's just have a look at the map. Let's see. We're here. Haven't got far to go at all, really. Looks like we might be at the airport, maybe. Not sure. Way to go here, though. Here. So as we've only got 34 kilometres to go, I'm not going to drive in. I'm not going to change the time of day or anything. Hoping it's going to mark it off as, and this will be job 14. One more to do on the stream, and then that'll all be done. I've done some jobs in ATS and some in ETS. Sorry that it's dark, it's just that I said that literally just round the corner from the drop-off, so there's no point having a sleep. Literally there anyway. I'll change it to daylight, so the next job again. Train just going across the bridge behind me. The end of I'm going to have a cup of tea and a slice of cake. What I'm going to do once the stream's ended. Well, I'll have a muffin. Tea. Oh, it's just one of the ones you get from Sainsbury's. They're like got like chocolate pieces on them. I think it's like a chocolate muffin, and then they have like pieces of chocolate chip. You can get blueberry ones as well, but I just got like a chocolate. Get them in like packs of 4. Keeping cheerful. And that bridge there. I always we see. Oh gosh, I've got crashed into that concrete column there. Interesting when you see roads that go off into the distance. Stop you from going down them and wonder what. And you know most of the time you're going to go down those roads, and then literally after about 100 meters, a bit like driving in OMSI. When OMSI has that weird bug where everything vanishes, driving, the next thing falling off the game map. I'm hoping that this counts as a job. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If not, I'm hoping the last couple of jobs did count. Although it doesn't matter so much in regards to content, because at least you're being some, you're seeing that other area. So in that regard, bother me too much. Means my muffin and yeah, so there you go, 14. So it still does count. So that's good. So what I'm going to do now. A little bit of grey road here. Because obviously all this area got revamped by SCS, and so a lot of this all got redone. So there's still roads and things. They obviously must have reworked this area here, because there's no way that I would have driven to here and then not driven the rest of it. So they obviously must have reworked some areas at some point after I'd driven along. Here's the same. Well, they must have reworked this area. We'll look to see what jobs we can do from Lynn's. I'm hoping it will. First thing I need to do before I do anything else is to actually change the time of day. Go to 8 o'clock. I would go to 7 o'clock, but it's still dark now. So 7 in the morning, and let's just have a look to see what jobs I can do from Lynn's that are Halloween jobs for now. So we've got a job to Munich, a job to Prague, a job to Graz, Ljubljana, Slovenia. No, that's Slovakia there, so that must be. Poland. A lot of these, they get further away, so I don't really want to do a job that's far away. Go to Munich. That'll be quite good. Halloween in Munich. We're going to drive to Lidl's. Drop off. Do that one. Just along. I do have odd real companies on. It's fine. Got Lidl's and things because the base game itself doesn't have their own market chain. Miserable Molly. You're right there, miserable Molly. Only got miserable because I kept calling her miserable Molly. I think it's because she doesn't appear on the stream so much now as she. It's just now and then. Doesn't get so much publicity. Oh, she's not reading her book actually. The book that she reads. Especially when her name's June. Yeah, well, you know. Well, think of a depressing word that begins with J and then call her June. Jaded June. Or someone will come up with a good one. Jaundiced June. Stop, it says. Did I stop? No, I didn't. Anyway. Jinx. Yeah, Jinx to have me, definitely. Jinxed June. I think I've said jaded, didn't I? I say jaded already. I did jaded June. Jonah. Jonah me. Jonah June. Jonah. All that. You're just being silly now, Egbert. Stop it. Erg. Wasn't there something that had the word egg in it though? No? Did it say egg? There you go. Steer egg. There you go. You can steer an egg. You can get an egg steering wheel and you can steer an egg. Or however it's pronounced. Anyway, I'm going to call it steer egg. Linns, they do some lovely chocolate, don't they? Linns. They don't really. Erg. Sounds a bit like video game, Planet Purg. Purg where you have purgatory. When you're driving. Steer egg. Yeah. Yeah, you have a wireless egg and then you put your hand on top of it and then you sort of like roll it around your desk. A bit like them rollerball things, and that basically steer where you go. Roll it to the left, go to the left. You roll the egg to the right. You go to the right. That's see it now. A bit like a surfboard game. I remember on the Commodore 64. I think it was on the Spectrum. Wow, and you used to get a surfboard like made out of plastic. You used to put it over your keyboard, and you could then use your hand to basically control the surfboard. One of those games that probably cost about 50 quid because you're paying for the surfboard and the game. Imagine. In your head, they look a lot better than what you remember them as. That's why I don't really like to play emulator games going back to the old Commodore 64 or Spectrum games anymore, because I always used to have an image in my head of a game I played as a kid, and when I actually played it on the emulator, I kind of thought, oh my god, how in the hell did I play that? I mean, why did I play that game? It looks awful, but at the time you thought it was the best thing ever. But you play it a few years later, oh. Like it's like Southern Belle, isn't it? You know, people moan about TSW. Just play Southern Belle and then. Hello, Jelly. How are you? Brum brum. Look where I'm in today, Jelly. Look. In the milk float today. Got the milk float out again. Hasn't gone into the trash. Hasn't gone into the scrapyard just yet. How are you, Jelly Bean? By the way, I hope you're well. Nice to see you as always. Just finishing off these Halloween jobs. I think I'm doing the last job now actually. I'm just driving to Munich. You're okay, that's good. Right. You play Doom of Duran on the VIC-20 hours and hours, but an online emulator recently. I don't. Well, yeah. I mean, you know, a VIC-20 game. I mean, that's like a step below, isn't it, compared to a Commodore 64 game? Because I mean, a VIC-20. How much RAM did that have? I can't remember how much RAM a VIC-20 had. Did it have like 16K or something? RAM. Like that. Blimey. That's still what amazes me about Elite is. I mean, you think what's in Elite, and that managed to fit into how much memory that they had in computers back then. You know, a Commodore 64 or a BBC B or a Spectrum or whatever. The fact that they fitted all of that game into that amount of memory space is crazy. I mean, I downloaded the other day from Microsoft. I think it was gaming services, you know, because you've got Xbox, whatever. You have like a gaming service file that gets updated every now and again, and that was like 56 megabytes just for an exe file, and I'm like thinking, it's megabytes. How many floppy disks would that be? Like back in the day, you know, you'd have to have that on like 5 or 6 floppies or something. You know, if it was compressed or whatever, or even no 20, 30, 40 floppies, wouldn't it, or something, just for some file that really doesn't have any relevance in the scheme of things. That was like 56 megabytes. And then you got games like Elite that basically fitted on a, you know, crazy. Found the witch's house. Yeah, we did, Jelly. As I said, I'd already been on this before. I did some of the jobs on ATS the other day. I did a lot of the jobs off stream. I only did like 3 or 4 jobs on each. I've did like 3 or 4 jobs on ETS and 3 or 4 jobs on ATS. But yeah, the witch's house. Yeah, you get the thing. I went there and do as well. 1.44 megabytes on a floppy. Yeah, although earlier floppy disks would have 720, I remember, because you started getting single-sided floppies originally, and then you had double-sided floppies. And I think on the Amiga, I think the Amiga only held 880 megabytes on a floppy, whereas on the PC you had like floppies that could hold like a lot more. But yeah, the one that you've quoted is for a PC, 1.44 megabytes on the floppy. But then you'd also have floppies that were just 720s. I can't remember how much the 5 1/4s used to hold, which were a lot bigger. I think they were 720 as well, weren't they? Right. Cobweb Cave. Yeah, yeah. I think I went through that one on the stream earlier. One thing I did learn, Jelly, I don't know if it was because I've also got the FKN, I think, the suspension mod on it, but I found that on some of the routes I was getting a lot of damage because I was going too fast over rocks and stuff. I think on some of the jobs that I did, I ended up with like 20% damage and stuff doing some of them. I thought, you know, if you're new to the game and you're getting 20% damage like doing a job, that's going to be quite a nightmare. Even CDs had 650. Yeah, exactly. Well, that was quite a lot back in the day, though, wasn't it? A CD with 650. You know, that was like the whole new thing, wasn't it? Oh, 650. Oh, yeah, lovely. I think there were like 700 unformatted, weren't they? And then formatted, there would be like 6. You know, if you had rewritable CDs, I mean. And then DVD come along, and then that was like, wow, over 4 gigabytes. And then Blu-ray come along, which is like 20 gigabytes or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, I think there were some areas I drove through, Jelly, and because they like had like, you know, like had to go up onto rocks or whatever. If you were going too fast, it would then give me like 8% damage just going over. I think you'll see it on the ATS stream, which I did the other day. If you watch that back, I think it was. And also, partly I think it's because the trucks are bigger in ATS, so they use the same map. So, windy roads, I was getting the truck stuck a lot more on them windy roads compared to on ETS. Even some trees have faces, yeah, I noticed that. Wow. A nice little map to drive around. I don't know if they were doing anything different in Truckers MP this year, because I know in the past in Truckers MP they have like a place that you can go to where you can do deliveries to and from, but I never bothered going there. I haven't been on Truckers MP for a while, so. But then I might be thinking of the Christmas thing as well, because I know Truckers MP, they do their own thing. Anyway, we're just heading towards Munich, hoping that will then unlock everything. Ag is real there. On Truckers MP. Yeah, I mean, if people, yeah, I suppose for the event, because if you're on one of the busy servers and everyone's driving there, aren't they? It's like the Calais Duisburg's road all of a sudden. I think I remember doing that in a stream, actually. I think it was last year. I might have done a stream on Truckers MP when I was driving there. Well, I might have done it off stream, I can't remember there being, like you say, a lot of lag. Oh, you're talking about my stream? Oh yeah, I see, yeah. Yeah, my stream's, I don't know if it's happening your end, but it does seem to be on my phone. It seems to be lagging a bit. Another reason why I don't stream so much now either. It's my internet connection downgraded. Always behave itself all the time. Yeah, because it was getting a bit too expensive for me, Jelly, so I had to downgrade my connection. It's a lot slower than it used to be. Plus, I think what it is also is that I live in an area where there's a lot of other buildings around, you know, other people, and as their routers get more powerful, then their signals can then overlap into where I am, and then you get so many channels that everybody shares. And I think sometimes what happens is that, you know, you get some signals that are interfering, and obviously that affects the signal as well. A lot of people just say, well, why don't you just get a wired connection? Yeah, I could do, but it's just a pain to set up. Hey Rob, welcome in. Unfortunately, I'm almost at the end of the stream now. I'm just finishing off this job here, and then I'll be finished. I've done a few Halloween jobs today. Started in Stockholm, went to Oslo, and went to the castle area that they have on here. The Bayern Munich players, isn't it? Gone down there. Bit of reversing. I'll get a bit of reversing in. Reverse. Don't try this at home, everybody. Don't you dare, car. Right, anyway. Down we go. So, oh yeah, I've dropped quite a few frames I can see on here. Terrible. I think Kev has a couple left to do, so not number one this time. Yeah, I noticed he was streaming last night. Right, anyway, well, diddle. But I'm just using a mod that changes a lot of the company names. So if you have this, don't have the mod, then probably be called something else. Not Liddles. Unless SCS did a thing with Liddles. I don't think they did. Right. Not very good by me, was it? Very good prep work then. Might have to dodge this, I suppose, if I can. Really got enough turning circle here, so I might have to rethink thing here. Might be alright though. Right there, isn't it? Not going to work out very well, so I'll have to rethink the strategy. I just need to go forward a bit, I think. That's how I'll do it. Go forward. I'll just come down a bit later on. Might be enough there. Whereabouts? Oh, it's on the far wall. Right, down there then. With the drone camera. I'll do. As long as I get the green, it doesn't, I don't bothered about if it's not perfectly lined up. That'll do. That'll do, more or less. Right. Be the 15th one then. Nice park. Yeah, it was alright. Right. Hopefully that's all of them all done now then. There we go. So they're all 15 are done now. So just a quick overview of the stream. Started the stream in Stockholm, and the first job I did, the Halloween stuff, was take a job over to Oslo, and then from Oslo, we then went to the castle place, whatever that's called. Forgotten already. Begins with bruh, and then from there we then did a return journey, which took down to Linz in Austria. And from Linz, I've just driven to Munich. That's all of those. All lots of grey roads, as you can see here. Look at that. That grey road to do. That'll be for another stream. And also here, look at this. This is another grey road I need to redo. Since these remapped areas, that'll probably be in the mountains somewhere. Yeah, quite a few grey roads around. Too. That's the trouble. You get the grey roads done, and then there's always a game update, and then they'll edit a bit of road, and the whole road layout will change or something. Going back again. Of course, we got the revamp to this Stockholm area, the Scandinavia area rather, coming out soon. I think it's next month, isn't it? December. And then the other DLC comes out. Nordic Horizons covers all the area up here. And then the UK is being revamped. So from what I've seen, here's where the I've got a feeling that the Hastings section is going to be along here somewhere. All those screenshots you see are of Hastings. Well, most of them of Hastings. So when you go to the SCS blog, this road along here that they're showing screenshots of, with Hastings here and Hastings, the town, seafront and everything area being redone. The UK is shrinking but gaining new places. Oh, that's interesting. So anyway, but then, you know, and then the good thing is that pro mods can look at theirs that they've got, and then they can also look at the SCS one, and then they can take bits from both, and then you'll have like a definitive version of the UK. Then you've got Ireland and Northern Ireland becoming the new DLC as well, which they've also got, and then you've also got Iceland having its own DLC, which of course if you've got pro mods already, then you don't have to worry about. Same with Ireland, but again, pro mods will probably look at what they did for Ireland and Northern Ireland and then Iceland, and they'll make their own sort of version of where they take the best bits out of both and make a definitive version of both. Pro mods UK will need an entire new build. The UK map scale is changing. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. As I said though, I think because the A259 goes along through Hastings anyway, probably still using a lot of the road network. But as Katie mentioned, good if they do some other areas like Scunthorpe, Middlesbrough, and Blackpool as well. And then maybe they'll do a bit more of Devon and Cornwall as well. So you know, Plymouth won't be the end point. Maybe they'll do Land's End, and maybe they'll do Truro, for example. Maybe a bit of Newquay, or who knows what they'll do. It'll be interesting to see. Bet they'll do that for Ireland's release. Yeah, probably. It wouldn't surprise me. Then everyone can explore both areas together. Don't know. It'll be smaller. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? But because I think Pro Mods also is holding off doing a lot more of the UK, wasn't it? Because I think they were just waiting to see what SCS were going to do when they redid the UK. So I think once SCS have redone UK, then Pro Mods will have a better idea of what they can do going forward with the UK as well. What to add, what I don't know. That's just a theory in my head. Doesn't mean to say that'll happen. Right, everybody. Anyway, thanks for watching the stream. But I don't know when the next stream is that I'll be doing. Who knows when that'll be. But thanks for being here anyway. So Rob, Jellybean, Katie, Egbert, etc. Popping by and saying hello. As I said, my streams are very far and few between these. Wow, look how much of Spain I haven't done. Crazy. Thought I did a lot more of Spain. As I said, sometimes what happens is you'll drive a DLC when it first comes out, and then they'll do some bug fixes. You know, maybe there's a piece of road that had a bug in it or something. Then the whole stretch of road then gets redone as a grey road. So, for example, I might have been down this whole road originally. They might have just fixed one little part of it, and then that becomes like grey road again. Enjoy your new truck horn. Yeah, I was very lazy, Jelly. I should have had it on today. I haven't even heard what it looks like yet because I actually picked it up in another stream, or picked it up when I was playing offline. But I didn't bother installing it. Thanks for popping on. See you again soon. Thanks, Egbert. Nice to see you doing a stream now and again as well. See what happens. Right. Anyway, I'm going to shoot off. Time for a bit of tea and a muffin. I'll catch you all another time. So take care of yourselves and see you again soon. My voice. Listen to it. I need a drink. Definitely need a drink. See you all later. Take care. Bye for now.